Ange from Wise Moves Yoga, bringing you another session. In today's session, we're going to move a little faster through our moves in a style that we call flow or vinyasa flow. Objective, keep breathing, moving. We're going to do 4 rounds of each of the moves and then we'll settle into the floor. So when you're ready, stand toes together, heels just a little bit apart, shoulders pulling back, hands moving together in the middle of the body, feeling this as your centering start. Catching that yoga breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On your next exhale, drop the hands long down by your side, space between your fingers. Inhale to lift up, look up. On an exhale, drag everything back through the center. Take a look down at your toes. Release the hands long down by your side, same round again. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, drag the hands all the way down. Let them rest by your side. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, all the way in, eye gaze to toes, release your hands by your side. Last round, breathe in, lift up, look up. Exhale, all the way back down. And this round we're going to add a little more. Inhale, lift up, look up. On your exhale, a little bend of your knees, slide your hands to your shins, hold here. Then inhale, float the arms all the way back up, lift up, look up. Hands back through your center and then down by the side. Press into the toes, inhale, look up. Exhale, soften the knees, hands to your shins, look at your toes. Inhale, lift up, reach up, look up. Slide the hands back through the center and down by your side. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing your hands. We're adding to this. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, soften the knees. We're reaching down maybe towards the ankles or the floor. Take a look at your shins. Come straight back up. Inhale, lift up, look up. Slide your hands back through the center and then down by your side. 3 more rounds. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, soften the knees, reach for the floor. Inhale, lean forward and lift. Float the arms, look up. Slide the hands back through the center and then down by your side. Breathe in, lift up, reach up, look up. Exhale, drag it all the way back down. Take a look to your shins, lean forward, lift up, reach up, look up. Slide your hands back through to your center. We're going to add to this. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, look forward. Exhale, drop in. Lean forward, inhale to come all the way back up, look up. Hands back through the center and then down by the side. I'll show you from the side. We have 3 more rounds. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold in. Try and lean into your toes. Inhale at halfway, look forward. Exhale, drop in. Lean forward, breathe in, lift up, reach up. Come back through your center and then down by your side. Inhale. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, releasing. Lean forward. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Slide your hands back through your center. We're going to add to this. Release your hands down by your side. Inhale, lift up, look up. You might want to add a back bend by sending the hips forward, then fold in nice and deep. Inhale, come up halfway, look forward, and then as you bend your knees, float both arms up, lift up. Exhale, come back to nice high hips, straight legs. Inhale, come up all the way, reach up, look up. Slide your hands back through the center. Same round again. Press into the toes, lift up. Exhale, reach for the mat. Inhale, bend your knees, float your arms, lift and look. Exhale, straight legs. Inhale, float the arms all the way back up, lift up, reach up. Slide your hands through the center and then down by the side. Inhale. Exhale, starting to be warmer through the back of the legs a little. Bend your knees, float your arms. Inhale. Exhale, straight legs. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, back through the center. Add that back bend if you like, lift up, hips move forward. Exhale, drag in nice and deep. Bend your knees, breathe and lift. Exhale. Inhale, lean forward, come all the way back up. Slide your hands back through the center and release. Roll out the shoulders, keep the toes pressing to the floor, drawing your belly in and keep breathing. I'm going to add some legs into this move now. Take a breath in. Release your hands, exhale. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to fold. Inhale up halfway, bend your knees. On your exhale, step your right leg back and foot comes to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Hands come back to the mat, come up onto the toes, step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, change legs, nice and long to the back of your mat. Drop your heel, inhale. Exhale back. Step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, float your arms, hold. Press out, push out, hands to your heart. Release your hands down by your side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale up halfway. Bend your knees, right leg to step back. Drop the heel to the mat, press away from the floor to lift. Hands come back to the mat, step forward, keep breathing. Straight legs, bend your knees. Left leg long, drop the heel, inhale. Exhale, step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, float your arms out, chair. Press out, push out, hands to heart. Same round again. Inhale. Fold. Halfway lift. Bend your knees, right leg. Heel to the mat, lift up. Hands come back, step forward. Straight legs, lift your hips, bend your knees, change legs. Press away from the floor, keep your balance, hands come back to the mat. Step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, chair. Press out, push out, hands to heart. Last one. Inhale. Full forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Bend your knees, right leg. Heel plants to the floor, press up. Come back forward, step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, change legs. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Step forward. Straight legs, bend your knees, chair. Press out, push out. Little roll of the shoulders, relax out through the legs and feet. Draw the belly in. Feet nice and flat to the mat. Take a heel toe apart, we're folding forward, leaning in to catch hold of your toes. So if that means you need to bend your knees, do that. Stand on your fingers, so it's your pointer and your middle finger catching hold. Then work out lifting your hips, letting your head fall to the floor. If the hammies are super tight, you're in this position, letting your torso rest on your thigh. Bend your knees, hands to your heart, lean forward to pull the body all the way up. Heel toe together. We're going to add our down dog, three-legged dog for our transitions now. So draw the belly in, pull the shoulders back. Release your hands long down by your side. Breathe in, lift up, look up. On your exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Bend your knees, step back to your down dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Palms nice and flat. Remember to move your body weight from shoulders to hips. Right leg to lift up, extending all the way back if you can, nice and strong out through your heel. Bring that right leg all the way through, throw it up if you need to press that foot down in the middle of the body. Drop the back heel to the mat. I'm going to press out into a straight leg and open up. I gaze past your fingers. One more breath here. I'm going to move into our evolved triangle, lifting up, looking up, drawing the belly in, pressing the legs away from the floor. Try and reach up through the hips if you can. We're going to come all the way back down to the mat, both hands to the floor. Swivel up onto the toes, find your three-legged dog, extend it up nice and high. Slide your foot to the floor. Changing legs, breathing in to float that left leg up nice and high. Look forward, bring your foot all the way between your hands, throw it if you need to, then press into straight legs, open up to find triangle. I gaze past your fingers. Inhale, wrap the hand around the arch of the back, hips move forward, I gaze past your fingers. Then release, hands come all the way back to the mat. Swivel up onto the toes, send that leg all the way back. Slide your foot to the floor, look forward. Right leg floating up, nice and high. Bring that leg all the way through. We're holding here up on the toes on the back foot. Breathe in, lift up, hips moving forward, big toe pressing to the mat. I gaze past your fingers. Smooth move. Float the hands all the way back, interlace if you can, pull back. Release your hands, send that leg all the way back, three-legged dog. Slide your foot to the floor. Smooth move to change sides, lift up, open up. Look forward, bring that foot all the way through. Throw it up if you need to, breathe in, lift up, reach up, look up. Big toe pressing in to help with balance. Then on your exhale, fold into your humble warrior, interlacing your fingers. Release your hands, we're sweeping all the way back to three-legged dog. Sliding your foot to the floor, little adjustment as you need to, then dropping down to your shins, toes together, hips moving all the way back. Take a breather here. Sliding the hands in, tucking the toes, lifting your hips. You're coming back to down dog, hips moving backwards. Right leg to sweep up. And coming into Pigeon Pose. So look forward and bring your right knee to your right wrist and your right heel up as high as you can. So feel a little balance in your hips. Use your hands to help balance. Really fire up out through that back leg. Pull the shoulders back. You're lifting your chin to look up. Try and feel as much balance here as you can. If you're rolling off to the side, try and challenge to bring your hip a little closer to the floor. Take a breath, we're going to look forward. Use your hands to press away from the floor. Tuck your foot under, lift all the way back up, find your three-legged dog. Slide that foot to the floor, getting set to change sides. Extend out through the heel, lift up, float up, three-legged dog. Take a look forward, you're bringing your knee to your wrist. Your ankle as high as you can. Lengthen out through the back leg, feel a little balance in the arms. Chest opening up, taking a look up. Again, try and catch that balance here. You don't want to be falling off onto your hip and thigh. Try and stay up a little higher. Get ready to lift and tuck. So tuck that back leg, lift up with the hips, send that leg all the way back, open. Sliding your foot to the floor, little shake out, a little adjustment, palms pressing to the mat. If you need to, you could be on your knees in this same move. Taking a look forward, right leg floating. Looking forward, bring that foot right in between your hands and gently dropping down to your knees, shoulders pull back, interlacing your fingers, your hips are moving forward, hands are pulling down towards the mat, big toes pressing to the mat. Breathing in, pulling up, we've got a little balance here, so we're going to keep that front big toe pressing to the mat. If you need some support underneath your knee, you might add a towel or a blanket. Now reach back, lift up, pulling that foot in as close as you can towards your tail. Keeping the chest up nice and tall. There's a little push forward of your hips, but definitely that big toe stays connected. Release with control. Hands come down to the mat. We're sweeping back for three-legged dog. Lift up with the hips. Push that foot all the way to the roof. Open up. Slide the foot to the floor. Reset as you need to. Left leg to float. Look forward. Softly bring that foot all the way through and gently down to your knee. Feel the shoulders pulling back. Belly drawing in. Lift up. Reach up. Then pressing up with the hips, keeping that big toe pulling to the floor. Feeling a little balance. If you need to catch a little balance, your feet might move more to the edge of the mat. Lifting up, grabbing hold of that foot, tucking in nice and tight. Chest staying open. If you're able to just float the foot from the floor, then do that. If you're catching a cramp straight away, then just breathe through that. Try not to point your toes. We're releasing, hands coming down in front, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, sending that leg all the way back. Bring your toes together, knees together, thighs together. Heels as low as you can to the floor, but they don't need to be touching at the mat. Try and press your chest towards your thigh. Press your hands away from the floor. We're rolling forward, letting the shins come to the mat, knees come to the mat, but toes staying tucked under. Tucking in nice and tightly if you can. Drop the elbows to the floor. Then breathing, dropping the top of the feet to the mat, sitting back onto your heels. If you need to, you might move to having a block or a pillow, sitting on a block or a pillow. Feel those shoulders pulling back, belly drawing in. We're going to float up one arm, lift up, press the hips out, bicep reaching by your ear. Taking a look down at your fingers. Come back to center, reach out all the way to the other side. Float that bicep by your ear, eye gaze down at your palm, nice and rocked in your bottom shoulder. Breathing in, coming back to center. We're lifting up so shins are pressing to the floor. Just turn from the side. I'm going to keep the glutes engaged. I'm going to press away from the floor with the whole length of knee to shin. Hands are moving at your hips, elbows pulling back behind your body. Send your hips a little forward. Nothing super strong in your back bend, just so you can feel that balance transition just a little bit. Press the top of the feet to the floor. Then breathe in, we're sitting back onto the heels, fingertips come back by that foot and then lift your hips forward. Eye gaze stays down at your fingers. If you can manage a little bit more from your camel top, arms to reach all the way back, send the hips forward. Stay a little low if you need to. Bring the hips back to the heels, smooth move all the way to the other side. So fingertips come to drop down. Send your hips forward, open up with the heart, add that top arm only if you like. Eye gaze down at your fingers. Bring your hips back down to the mat. Roll out in front, hold on to the elbows. Let the torso rest on your thigh, a little sway from side to side. Releasing your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips, make your way to down dog. Shuffle as you need to so you can feel that you're at the right distance. And then one leg crosses over in front of the other, send your hips all the way back. Change legs. Then we're coming into a seated position. Untangle your legs, take a look forward, step or hop the feet in towards the middle of the mat. It's going to move from the side. We're coming into shoelace pose. So I'm going to slide one foot right underneath that sit bone, so I'm just sitting on the edge of the heel, and then top leg's going to come in and then knee's going to fold forward. So this maybe feels super tight for you. You could sit on a block, that may help if it's really uncomfortable for you. I'm able to bring my heel back as close as I can towards my hip. I'm going to use the hands to press at the feet and try and bring my toenails to the floor. Little shimmy of the hips so they both come back down to the mat. Press away into straight arms and then fold in so your nose is coming towards your knee. Smile and breathe. Breathing in, pulling the shoulders all the way back. The leg that's on the top, we're going to turn that way. Elbow comes on the outside of your knee if you can, and then hand all the way to your thigh, and then wrap the other hand around the arch of your back. You might find your belly, your hip, or just right in the middle of the spine. Feel that elbow pressing against a super strong knee. Come back to center and release. We're going to let that knee lift a little so your foot moves to the floor. Now if that's not possible for you, then your foot might be out in front either side of your knee. If you're able to get your foot to the floor, keep that big toe connected. Coming across, reaching around. Try and feel that the torso is doing a lot of the work here to help you sit up nice and tall rather than leaning on your back hand. Take a look forward and release. Lean forward, pull the hands to the floor, and then a change of your legs. You can shuffle in whichever way you like to then you've changed legs. So again, a little shuffle of the hips, nice and tight with the knees. Let your feet come as close as you can towards your hip. Remember, sitting on the block may help. Hands move to the feet. You're trying to bring your toenails to the floor of all 5 toes. Then fold in, bring your nose to your knee. And pulling the shoulders back, sitting a little taller. You're coming across the body, elbow pressing against that knee, hands moving along to your thigh. Wrap your hand around the arch of your back rather than leaning on your fingers. Feel that inhale is to pull the body up and your exhale is to look more over your shoulder. And breathing, coming back to center, let that foot come to the floor, chest up nice and tall, elbow comes in, you're looking all the way to the back wall. Coming back to center and release. We're going to slide the legs, moving into your lotus position. Little shuffle of the hips, letting the knees fall close to the floor, and I've got my top foot pressing and sort of trying to shimmy in between the calf and the hamstring so that that becomes a little flush. Pulling the shoulders back, we're going to reach out in front. Drop your elbows to the floor, let your eye gaze move towards your ankle. Send your hips backwards. And sliding the hands all the way in, sitting up nice and tall. Hand comes across to the opposite knee. Drop your shoulder down nice and low and then lengthen out, reach out. Your eye gaze can stay out in front, or if you can manage a little bit more, then you're looking towards your fingers. Try and keep the opposite side of the body down nice and low. Breathing in, lifting up, coming all the way through, come across the body, drop your shoulder down nice and low, and then lengthen out. At the eye gaze if you can, but keep breathing. come back to center. Hands are at the shins or at the knees, grabbing hold. We're going to pull the body all the way forward, lifting your chin to look up. And then on your exhale, round out through the back, take a look towards your ankle. Breathing in, come all the way forward. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Last round here, tucking in nice and tucked. Breathing in, coming back to center, a little roll of the shoulders, sitting down nice and balanced into the hips, then changing legs. So again, my foot is squeezing in between calf and hammy, keeping the knees down nice and low, and just noticing I'm not trying to fall forward. Draw the belly in, pull the shoulders back. We're going to look over one shoulder, wrap the hand around the arch of your back, look all the way. So once you've found that lead with the shoulder pulling back, then eye gaze is going to float forward to your opposite shoulder and hold. Make sure you're not pressing your chin forward, the eye gaze are leading that direction. Take a look forward, come back to center, release all the way across to the other side. You want to look back first, so that shoulder moves back. Lock your shoulder into position and then eye gaze floats forward. Look out over that shoulder, feeling that good pull back with your back shoulder, eye gaze moving forward across the opposite shoulder. Take a look forward, relax, let your legs come out in front. And then walk your hips all the way forward, tucking that chest in nice and tight to your thigh. Lift up with the toes on one foot, interlace your fingers, and then you're pressing out, pulling out into a nice straight leg if you can. If your bent leg is, hammies are super tight and bend is your option, that's just perfect. Send the heel out a little higher for some of you if you're able to. If you can manage a little bit more, you could bow in, brow coming towards your knee. Then bending through that leg, changing legs. I interlace my fingers first and then slide in underneath the foot. That's that mindful connection of the movement. Then extending out, lifting out. You might be here, bent leg, or a little further away or straight if you feel like you can manage. Feel like the shoulders are dropping, belly drawing in, big toe on the opposite foot is pressing to the floor. Then bowing in if you feel like you can and keep breathing. Then lifting up and release. Walking your feet a little further, hips a little further, coming into lying down. Little roll of the spine so that everything has a nice connection to the floor, extending out through straight legs. Interlacing your fingers, pressing your palms all the way up. Shoulder blades are still to the floor. Lift up, reach up a little more. Then on your exhale, bring your hands back through to your center and then release your hands long by your side. Allow the thighs to relax, toes are falling out to the edge. You're in savasana. Practicing your ujjayi breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Remembering you can stay in Shavasana, your relaxation pose, as long as you can, as long as you need. You could pause the video here. If you're ready to awaken, bending the knees, little sway from side to side, tuck in nice and tight and grabbing hold of the elbows or wrists. Little sway from side to side, keeping the knees together. Continue to roll onto one side. And then make your way to seated. The last pose is always that Padmasana, so your full lotus. You might slide the feet nice and high up into the hip crease or just sitting into cross leg. Letting the palms curl, fingers lifted, a little relax of the shoulders and the belly drawing in. Nice slow round of breath here. On an inhale, your hands move to the center of the body, palms pressing together. Catching your next exhale to bow in a little deeper. Namaste.